Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are starting a completely new series where I sit down with traders from inside the mentorship and discuss their journey honestly. We are going to talk about where they were before joining, what they were struggling with, what actually changed, and what they found difficult, and whether genuinely they believe that the mentorship was worth it. This is not going to be one of those interviews which I simply ask, how amazing was the mentorship? Nothing is off limits. We will discuss the good, the bad, the uglies, the losses, the mistake, and the progress. And later in the episode, we are even going to review some of their actual traits that you can see the difference from yourself. So let's get into it. First episode of the series. For anyone who's watching who doesn't know, let's first get in there and introduce yourself. So, tell your name, where you are from, and what you do outside of trading.
My name is Ivo. I'm Bulgarian, live in Bulgaria, born and raised here. I'm an engineer, marine engineer. I've been working on ships, boats, yachts, everything that floats. And
Also,
then
was it a full-time job?
yeah, lots of years, 25 years, man.
All
25
right.
years.
And do you have a family in Bulgaria that lives with you?
Yes, I'm divorced. I have 3 kids. All good. I have 3 kids.
All right, that's more than 100%. I have one, and I'm still basically not able to raise him properly, I guess. And how do you balance trading with your normal life? Is it becoming extra work that you have to do for trading, or is it become part of your life overall?
It did become a part of my life, big part. And I can't say I'm a full-time trader, but I'm trying to become one. The profits must come rolling in. But in general, I try to balance as much as possible. It's not easy, definitely. But
So
now
how
I'm
many
definitely
how many hours each day do you think you're giving?
right now, like at least 4 or 5 hours at least of
All
trading.
right.
Yeah.
Of trading, yes. So let me ask you, if I ask you from the beginning till now, how long have you been trading totally? What's the number of years, months, days?
If I have to be just to pinpoint the actual start, it's like maybe 10 years. But at first, it was just for fun. I had some money, on the side, just start throwing them here and there, buying Apple or Nvidia or whatever, and stuff like this. But the actual trading just started more seriously 3 years ago, something like this. Like trading, not like just more of a like an investment or stuff, more short term.
Okay. But I mean, that's quite some time, right? Even 3 years is a lot of time. Can I ask you something like, how much of that 3 years would you say that you were serious about trading and you had a such structured approach to trading in those times?
100%, I didn't have a structured approach before the mentorship. So for me, that was the big difference with the mentorship. So before the mentorship, I was more like, getting signals from here and there, trading, trying to figure out how they did the setup, the traders that I was following, and stuff like this. It was just Mickey Mouse stuff. I mean, it's not nothing, nothing structured, nothing special, nothing, nothing serious. When I look back, I was like a freaking idiot.
I would not say that, but yes, everyone goes through that. I think that's part of the journey itself. So let me ask you one thing. Like, what was it that originally attracted you to trading? Was it like financial freedom, or was it like people making money online, or did someone kind of introduce you to it, or like
All
what
of
was
this
the thing?
all these things, the financial freedom is always a factor. You want to be your own boss. You need to make money for yourself and not wait for somebody to give you money, like a salary or something. And it was interesting for me, honestly. I was very much into sports betting. So for me, that was like the next level. It was like sports betting on steroids, you might say. So because this is, I mean, after all, the trading is betting. We're betting if the price will go up or down, but you just take way more informed decisions. That's it. That's the basic difference.
And did you
So
think
yeah,
it's gonna be an easy ride?
well, let's see. I wouldn't say so, but let's see. But I didn't think so, but I wanted to give it a try. And I had the money at that point, of course. So I started little by little, but technically, in terms of knowledge and skills and stuff, I wasn't definitely, I was very bad. I knew like major concepts, but it was like, nah.
Still learning, I'll say, right?
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, you came into trading. You were like, okay, sports betting is one thing. I've been doing it. I can do trading as well. So how hard trading really is compared to what people show on social media. If you have to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard would you think trading really is than what people say on social media?
It's definitely way harder. Definitely. Let's not go with 10, but 9 for sure. And it's not just the technical skills and the knowledge. This is what people think that, okay, you sit down, you just study, you learn some stuff, you study some concepts, whatever, some strategy, but the psychological stuff is way, way bigger. This is like an iceberg, and the psychology is underwater. And the underwater part of the iceberg is way bigger than what you see on the top. So on the top is the technical skills, let's say, which are of course important. You need at least basic knowledge, of course, but the psychology and the discipline and the other stuff is way more important for me. And it is.
100%. So at this point of time, I just want to compare two things, right? What was it before? How many charts? Let's start off with before, right? How many charts a day were you analyzing? Were you trying to trade before, in the past itself? So let's talk about the past. How many charts per day were you trading?
I actually started trading more crypto. So, there are a lot of coins and tokens and stuff. So there were a lot of charts that I was going through. But now that I look back, I didn't have like a structured system or rules or whatever. I just see, okay, if it's going up, if it's printing, let's say, higher low, I enter, no problem. And that's it. Stuff like this, basic stuff, just as I said, just completely basic stuff. If it's going up, I'll buy it. If it's going down, I'll sell. That's it. Finished story. That's it.
Okay, that's end of the story.
Yeah.
So if we are staying back in that time only, all right. So what did your trading actually look like at that point? If you can explain, was it like, did you have a written trading plan? Did you know exactly what were you looking for? Or as you said, you were just trading based off signals, or if it's going up, it's gonna be instinctive based. So
Exactly.
what was
Exactly. Yeah. Just a hunch, just okay, the whole market is going up. This means that this coin will go up. Okay. I'll just wait, and of course it prints higher low, and then I'll just go. That's it. I didn't have a structured system. I didn't have a structured loose. I didn't have an entry model. I would just enter here, no problem. Looks good. I'll just put the stop loss under the swing low. No problem. That's it. Finished story. So nothing more structured, nothing more sophisticated. That it was just, as I said, I was a complete noob. I was just the Mickey Mouse stuff. As I said, it's just, you see something is pretty going up, let's go up. It's going down, let's go down with it. And it was the middle of the bull market, and it was more or less easy because everything is going up.
Okay.
In terms of the crypto.
So you'll say your biggest problem was it over trading, revenge trading, maybe risk management, changing strategies. Which one was the main problem that you felt you faced at that time?
That first was over trading and revenge trading. And of course, my risk management was a complete zero. I mean, just was like, I will enter here, let's say with $500. I will enter this with $10, stop loss, whatever. I don't need a stop loss. Actually, stop loss was very rare for me. Stop loss,
wow,
that's very rare. So
okay. Well, so if I'm to ask you, I know I'm basically kind of rubbing some salt on the old wounds that you had, right? But how many different strategies or courses or discords or even YouTube concept or YouTubers, people like me, have you tried before you joined the mentorship? Were you like constantly searching for next strategies, or like was it like one person and you were following them?
More or less jumping from entry model or strategy to strategy, honestly. And then, of course, I was using signals from different Discord groups. This coach or whoever is there, moderator, administrator, is posting a trade. Okay, I'm in, no problem. So I was just waiting for somebody to feed me in general. I wasn't fishing. I was just waiting for somebody to give me a fish. That's it, more or less.
Now, the next question is obviously going to be a bit emotional as well, because I don't like to remember that, but obviously that's something that I want people to see, that there is a human being behind the screen, right? What was your lowest point in trading over the course of your time spent in this industry? What was that point, which was the lowest moment where you felt it's not going to work?
Lowest was when they scammed me, because they took a lot of money from me because I was stupid clicking on links that I shouldn't be clicking. That was definitely the lowest moment. And they took a lot of money from me. And money is money, of course, but it's just the thing is, that was my low, that's for sure. Emotionally, of course, because it was a freaking big loss for me. And but in terms, honestly, it may sound a little cocky or something. I always thought that I'm good for trading. I just need a proper guidance. That's it.
Okay.
It works for me. Just I need a proper guidance, and I was going to make it. For me, I was thinking it's just a matter of time, and having a proper program and proper mentor, proper course or whatever, something just to give me structure, exactly, and just to help me, just to guide me. I'm ready to it, and I want it. That's the thing, that you have to want it. The desire is very important, because that drives you. That's it.
No, fair. That's very fair. And at that point, did you ever think, did this thought even come to your mind that I want to quit?
Occasionally, but it was just a brief one, because, as I said, I was convinced that I'm good, and I really think I'm good, honestly, still.
I think
I
so
mean,
as well.
I mean, absolutely, and I think I'm good in terms that I have what it takes, not that I'm there, and it's just going to take time. That's it. The thing that I wasn't considering is time, and that the mind, your brain, just needs time to process and to reprogram and everything. I thought that it's way faster. It's
All right.
not.
No, fair. Okay. My first question to you will be, how did you first come across me and the mentorship? Was it on YouTube, Twitter, Discord? Where did you find me?
Well, it was through YouTube, but before that, I came across you in the well room where you had your channel, and that was actually my first time when I came across of that type of trading, TradFi, day trading, Nasdaq or ES or even gold or whatever, something like this. So that was when I first came across that type of trading, and I liked it. I loved it because it was sexy. Okay. Uh, and not only this, of course, but actually the thing that actually got me the most, that it practically doesn't care what the markets are doing, in terms if we're in a bear market or a bull market, or the markets are crashing or ripping up, doesn't matter. So this is like something that you can make and treat it as a day job. It's not something seasonal or something cyclical every 2, 3, 5 years or whatever. So you can do it practically every day, any day. So that was the thing that grabbed me, actually, and then I just loved the way you were doing the stuff, and just like from day one, I'm your first follower. That's it.
Yes, I remember that. I remember that. And what was the first impression? Obviously, the first time you would have joined the Zoom call or the YouTube video, right? What was that first impression? What, you can be honest with this, right? It's because other people will see it and they will also realize, like, being, what exactly is this person? What was that first impression that you got? Was it like, were you able to trust me immediately, or were you skeptical? Were you cautious? What were you thinking at that time?
Honestly, I don't have any reasons not to trust you or something. Anyway, I was in the well room for a while now, so I was pretty sure that, because Kyle was hiring you, that he did some background. So of course, I I trust you, by default. That's it, finished story. And in general, I'm a trustful person, so I don't. Maybe that's a downside. So, but the way you were trading, I was like, this guy is a freaking rock star. So this, I love it. I want to do it. It's great.
It gives you a high, is it, doesn't it? All right. So before joining the mentorship, right, what did you think the mentorship would be? Because yes, I gave you a good insight into what to expect, but before you even got on that call to discuss it with me, what did you expect the mentorship to be?
Honestly, the word that grabbed me like from the sentence, from the offer, practically, that was the word structure. This thing just got imprinted in my mind. And I was like, that's exactly what I need. I just need structure, because I'm all over the place. I need a framework. That's it. And this is what got me personally. So
Okay,
that was it. Somebody not only to guide me and to teach me, but just to give me a framework, to give me a structure that I can build on, I can work on.
good. And obviously, mentorship is really a significant investment, right? It's not cheap, and I've always said that. How did you justify that investment into yourself? After the scam that you went through and all that, how did you justify that number to yourself? Could you talk about that?
Yes, listen, I'm always a person who is not cheap for investing in himself, because this is the best investment that anyone can do. Doesn't matter what it is, like improving your skills, your knowledge, whatever that is. So investing in yourself, that's the best investment you can make. And I firmly believe that a human mind doesn't have boundaries. That's it, finished story. So I knew you from before. I knew you already like 7, 8 months. We've been not together, but anyway, you've been trading in front of us in the well room. So I had some sense of what and how you were doing, of course. And as I said, I'm a trustworthy person. And honestly, I wasn't joking when I told you that I gave you my last money. These were my last money. I'm not joking. That's it. And I trusted you, and I trust you now, and you didn't fail me. That's it. That's the story.
Thank you so much for trusting me on that. So let's now get into the first few weeks. Now you've signed up to the mentorship, you have paid me your last bit of money, and you're like, okay, saying, changed my life. So let's talk about the first few weeks inside the mentorship. What was your first impression on the first lecture that you attended? What surprised you the most?
It wasn't on the first lecture, but maybe on the first week or couple of weeks, in terms that I've been through other courses with other people, not a lot, but it was, more like they throw you some videos and you just go through the videos, but then the feedback, the accountability is not there. It's just they teach you something, but they just don't check if you actually learn it or something. So you are a proper mentor for me, and you still are, of course, and as a proper teacher, because a teacher doesn't just throw everything there as an educational stuff and just let you study it and that's it and do your homework and finish story. He just checks up on you if you actually know it. So that accountability and that that feedback, if you like to say, this is what I liked, because people tend to slacken down when they have nobody's there to supervise them, to control them. Just, I need to be somebody on me like this, otherwise I will not study. But you are like this on me, and I'm grateful, and that definitely helped me. This is what impressed me the most in the first couple of weeks. It, of course, not to mention the whole, because I had some stuff to catch up because I joined like a couple
Yeah,
of
you
weeks later.
joined.
There was a lot of stuff, that I need to catch up with. That on one thing, but the other thing is that you are just genuinely, interested with us to become better traders, to become traders. That's it. This is what impressed me. This is what I like the most.
Thank you. And did you get the realization pretty quickly that this is not going to be like any other mentorship or Discord where you just copy entries and you just make some money and then the person vanishes?
Definitely,
How fast did you
definitely,
realize
definitely, very quickly. I realized that this is serious stuff. This is not some monkey business here. No.
that? That's good. So what was harder in those first couple of weeks? Was it the technical concepts that we were talking about, or was it changing your old habits? Which one was more tougher?
Well, at the first few weeks, actually, my old habits didn't interfere with everything because I wasn't, trading as much because I had very bad habits.
That's the rule.
But of course, it was a little bit of not overwhelming, but all the technical material and everything. But I'm used to studying. I mean, no problem. This was what was a little bit tougher. You just need a little time just to digest everything. This was a little bit tougher for me, but I went through it. And after this was just, destroying the old habits, which was, I still have some of them. I'm in the process of destroying them. Realizing that you have actually so bad habits, it's so liberating that you actually know which enemy is, you need to shoot him down.
One at a time, isn't it? One at a time. You take them on one at a time. So
Exactly.
how useful, like we have our London session streams with the mentees and we discuss the market. We go through what each one of us expects. We never give trades out. Like I personally never want to tell you what trade I am in. But how useful is it to see the thought process before the trade that you do, rather than just seeing the results? Oh, this guy went long, I'm going to go long. How useful was it for you?
Absolutely. I mean, this is just priceless, because you actually see in real time how it happens. Because if you're back testing or looking something, in the past, hindsight, it doesn't work. When everything is printed, it's easier. But if you see it happening and developing in the moment, that's a completely different story. So this is actually the real experience, and this is the actual how to say it, binding of the theoretical stuff that we're learning with the actual execution of actual trades. So this is what matters, actually. This is the most important step.
And in this whole process, in this whole journey of 8 months, and right now, like I'm sitting here, I'm talking to you, and I really feel that you are one of my brightest students who has done really well over the course of the last 8 months or so, right? Can I ask you, how much importance did the other mentees play in your development? Like, not just the other mentees, honestly, the trade reviews, the other students helping you, the community being more accountable towards each other, and basically feeling as if you're not trading alone. How much did that help you overall?
Absolutely. It helps me a lot, definitely. I'm not talking about the coaches, the other coaches which are in the Discord. I'm talking about the other mentees and also the other people in the Discord. Because it's nice to study something together with people when you have the same goal. It's really nice, the stuff that we were discussing, especially in the beginning. And it was really nice for me. I really appreciate it and I loved it. And it helped me a lot. And I'll never stop saying it because this helps each of us helps the others. I mean, that's it. Even with asking questions and posting something, you just start thinking. I mean, it is very helpful. Absolutely, it helped me a lot, 100%.
That's great. So now let's get into the important part, right? The now, the maybe not today, the now, maybe 2 3 months back, right? Because I know when you turned it over and I could see it. So let's get into that important part. What was that first noticeable change in your trading that you saw?
The first and the most important for me is that I destroyed the overtrading in general. The thing is that the realization that I finally realized that you don't have to trade today. No problem. It's absolutely fine not to take a trade today. No need to take 20 trades. One is could be more than enough. So that thing finally got into me. And this was, I think, my biggest breakthrough, with overtrading and just the trading in general. Because even when I see my numbers, when I trade less, I'm more profitable. So that's the numbers don't lie. I'm an engineer. The numbers don't lie. That's it.
And how does your preparation looks like now before a trading session? Like what all things do you do before a trading session to be in the zone?
Well, nothing special. In terms of the trading, the chart stuff, I just do whatever we're doing before the live sessions. Oh, not before, on the live sessions. I do a quick top down just to be aware general what I expect the price to go. And that's it. But in general, I have suffered a lot when I was trading with bias. Regardless which bias, mine, yours, the other people, it doesn't matter. So I am trying to, as much as possible, to trade without having a bias. Just trade what I see, and that I've noticed that makes me just I'm just more profitable on this because if I get the right bias, of course, that's easy. But I usually don't get it. I don't know. I suck at this, obviously. But I marry my bias. This is maybe one of my problems that I'm still working on. So yeah, I need to be able to let go. That's it.
So basically now you're creating scenarios instead of bias. The way I trade, basically thinking about this is where I go long, this is where I go short. I don't care where the market really wants to go.
Exactly. I think this is way better for me, for my type of trading and for the person I am, because otherwise I just marry to my bias and I lose a lot. That's it.
Okay. And how has your risk management changed? Like you said, this was one of your big problems before you joined the mentorship. How has your risk management changed? Are you using fixed risk now, or you have a maximum daily loss limit? And how has the mentorship helped you develop it?
Well, mentorship did everything for me practically because everything started changing when I started journaling. Because when you start journaling, you have the data. When you have the data, you can see exactly what's wrong. That's it. It's as simple as that. So I use fixed stop loss. I mean, I have a fixed risk. I have a daily limit. If I hit it, I finish. That's it. Finished story. It doesn't matter if the market is freaking ripping or whatever. So this is what one of the biggest change, of course, one of the biggest changes, of course, after I joined the mentorship. But everything started with the journaling because that data it's invaluable practically. It's so important, so important. That journaling and getting that data, just everything. The numbers don't lie. That's it.
Numbers never lie, and that's why I basically force each and every mentee to journal at least for the first 4 months, so that I get a gist of where you are and you get a gist of where you are, right?
Exactly.
Otherwise you're
Absolutely.
basically just throwing arrows around and you're wishing that it's the bullseye. So if I ask you one question here, which concept or secret sauce, in my language, had the biggest impact on your trading? Which concept was it throughout the course? You had 20 13 14 weeks of proper education, but which one concept kind of changed the way you looked at the markets?
AMD sweeping of liquidity order blocks. That's the thing that just, and fair value gaps, of course. I mean, Displacement. That's it. That's what sticks. That's what sticks with me, stays with me, and will stay with me forever. That's it.
Displacement is everything. Remember
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So, what's the biggest difference between? So now, obviously, I know you're a confident trader now. You know when to enter, but what do you think is the biggest difference between confidence and overconfidence in trading? Where do you think that line lies? Has the mentorship helped you understand that?
This is a very difficult thing to figure out because I overstepped, I got overconfident, and I got burned after I joined the mentorship. So this is something that everyone should, determine for himself. Now, I think you need to burn yourself in order to realize it. And I already got overconfident, got burned, and now I know where my limits are. So I'm very cautious, very careful, and I'm working honestly very hard on that matter. So I'm in a relatively good spot now, I would say, in that aspect.
Makes sense.
But
So
you have to be confident because confidence it is important, of course. This is what
exactly.
pushes you. But overconfidence, of course, that's.
I personally feel the difference is very thin. The moment I start having a lot of winners, I start basically telling myself I'm going to get a loser soon. And that basically brings my confidence down. That's what I feel. Sometimes that helps me a lot.
Yeah.
All right. So tell me about journaling now. So we touched on it a little bit. How has journaling changed? You would have been journaling your trades before, or maybe not, but how has your journaling changed from the depth to the things that you do after journaling? What's your pattern like?
Journaling is very important. I mean, I still journal. I'm journaling. I mean, at least I want to see the numbers, how are going the numbers, how is my win rate going up or down or whatever. I don't care about how much money you make or whatever. I just want to see what are the winners, the losers, how is my, risk management. And it's still important, of course. This is before the mentorship, I wasn't journaling anything.
Mm-hmm.
Zero. I mean, I started journaling when I joined the mentorship program. But that was the game changer because, as I said, this is where you collect the data that then you can analyze and you can fix your mistakes. At least you know the direction that you need to work. It may not like pinpoint it, but you know the direction that you need. You need the aspect that you need to work on, something to reduce or something to increase or whatever. So, but the data journaling, which is the journaling actually, the data is very, very important, especially for traders who are starting right now. Definitely.
Okay. So my last question from this section is basically pretty simple, right? What does a good trading day mean to you?
Good trading day.
Yeah.
Make 2 in London and finish for the day. That's it.
Easiest thing that you've learned from me, I guess.
I
Run
mean,
away, get up and run away.
honestly, of course, everything circles around profits and plus R or whatever. But honestly, in the last few months, I'm happy if I follow my rules, regardless if I losing or not. When I follow my rules and I stick to them, got stuck to them, that's fine with me because losing is part of the game, and you just need to go through the losing streaks or through the losing periods, and then the winners will come. That's it.
All right, perfect. So now comes the difficult part or the most interesting part. This is the part where you can criticize me if you want to do that. I'm quite open to that. But these will be honest review from your side about the mentorship, about me as a teacher, about Squid Traders as a community, and everything else that's linked to me and Squid Traders, right? What was the hardest part of the mentorship that you felt that could have been easier?
Well, the hardest part was the actual learning, honestly, and just to overlap all concepts, just to implement them in your trading. But that was something I was expecting in a way, not to be learning not to be studying so much. But as it is, I'm fine with learning and studying, no problem. But this is something that you need to have time to do it, because for people who are having a day job and have families and they have a busy day, it's going to be freaking rough. It's going to be tough because the mentorship is there. It's great. Don't get me wrong, but it's for people who can have some more time, because it needs time and effort. And for people who have a very busy schedule, it's going to be really, really tough. And they will just not do it like properly.
I
This
totally agree.
this is my opinion.
No, 100%. I totally agree. And that's what I always ask before I take anybody on board, is that how much time can you devote? If you can't devote much time, it's going to be a fail for you. I can assure you that. Because in this mentorship,
Of course, it depends. Of course, it depends on the people. But the thing is that you go in. Let's say you're a very busy man. You have a day job, family, whatever. But you want to do it very much. So you go into the mentorship program. You said, "Oh, do whatever it takes, no problem." But at some point, you will just simply physically won't be able to do it, and you will just disappoint yourself, and you will just start thinking, maybe I'm not cut for it, or let's say this program is maybe just complete BS or whatever. You have to do it properly, otherwise it's not good for you and it's not good for the program in general.
I totally agree with you. And was the workload too much for you specifically? I
For
mean,
me,
was it?
no, because I definitely didn't have such a busy schedule. I'm flexible. I was flexible at that time, so I had the time. I have the will a lot. I was wanted to do it like so badly, so much, and that's it. I had the time and I had the will to do it. So for me, it wasn't tough, definitely.
Okay. And was there anything that you disliked initially when you joined, something that you disliked about the mentorship?
You mean technically about the lessons or something, or in general?
About anything, everything, anything.
I can't think of anything, honestly. Honestly, I mean, it was just, theoretical part, practical part, theoretical part, practical part, which is great because the moment you learn the concepts, you start training them. It's not something that you are studying like for, let's say, a couple of months and then you start practicing stuff. It's pretty good. It's great, actually. So
I would
honestly,
say I would say journaling. Nobody liked journaling initially, and later on they realize it's beautiful.
well, that was the little bit annoying thing because it was taking so much time to journal all my
And the
bullshit
amount of detail
mistakes.
I was requesting you guys to put in.
Yeah. But
All
then I
right.
was so grateful. I was grateful that I did it.
Exactly. Your opinion changed later, right? And was
Yeah.
there a moment during the mentorship where you felt frustrated, right? Either with me or the strategy, or thinking that, oh, it doesn't work?
With you, no.
No, thank you.
Definitely not. With you, no, definitely no. But with me, I got frustrated because I was just the old habits were just popping up here and there. But with you, no. With the program, no, because I honestly thought that it will be easier for me because I consider myself a disciplined person, strong. I want to do it. I have the willpower. But it turns out it's not as easy. Your brain doesn't want to let go that easy of the bad habits, and it took me a while. I'm still working on them, of course. I'm not saying that I've destroyed them completely, but it takes way more time than I thought.
Mhm.
At
And
least with
no, makes sense. And you have already answered this question to a certain point, but I would still like to ask you, who would you think will struggle inside this mentorship? What are the kind of people that will struggle inside this mentorship?
these are
Like,
people who will wait more for signals and thought that this is some kind of a signal group or signal Discord channel or whatever, and they are not ready to put the effort and the time. That's it. I mean, it just needs time. You just need to put the effort and time, and everything will come up. That's it. These are the people who will struggle because maybe they will think this is something like a pill. You take the pill and you become a trader and you're good. Even if it's with the best trader in the world, it still doesn't happen like this. So that's it. You need to put the effort, not the mentor. That's it.
100%. Now, last part of this whole discussion is I'm going to basically ask you questions that a skeptical viewer watching this probably would be thinking, right? So let me start off by asking the first one. Is this mentorship simply SMT or SMC concepts packaged under a different name?
Yeah.
What makes it different then?
Honestly, there are things that nobody talks about them on YouTube, let's say, because YouTube, this is the main source of knowledge right now. So we have a saying at home that I will just try to make it. You just need to steal the job. Nobody can give you the job, but you gave it to us. You just gave us everything. You gave us the bread, you gave us the knife, and that's it. We can start cutting. But that knowledge and the secret sauce, this is what makes it different. You know, I mean, you said it. I mean, you gave us everything that we just need to learn how to use all the concepts and whatever fits us. That's it.
So, I mean, most of the concepts that I also teach are available on YouTube for free, right?
Of course, yeah.
This information exists for free. Why should someone be actually paying for the mentorship? What would you think?
Because this is not just as I said, this is a whole package, the whole accountability and the whole feedback, and this is what makes it like a school. This is what like a proper mentorship, because it's not just throwing a bunch of technical knowledge to anyone and he just becomes a trader. It's not like this. It's a process. Comprises of a lot of stuff. Technical skills, of course, it's part, but psychology, discipline, everything, execution, of course. It's different. It's way different.
And
And the way you just make us work hard and just become better. This is something that you cannot just do it by throwing a bunch of videos on YouTube. It's not happening like this.
and how much time do you think a student really needs to give per week to be successful trader after, let's say, 3 months?
Meaning, you mean after he has the basic
No,
skills,
while
let's say?
studying, while doing the mentorship. I can rephrase it. How much time did you give per week?
You mean in learning and studying or in trading in
Learning,
general?
learning and studying.
Well, you need at least a few hours a day, definitely, to make it properly. Because I needed more because I need to catch up. But anyway, you need few hours a day, few maybe 3 hours a day. It's good. The more, the better. Let's put it
Mhm.
like this: the more, the better. That's it. You can't do it for half an hour. You can't do it with half an hour watching the videos and then that's it. It's just not happening.
You're saying, so can someone who's sitting right now watching our video join, watch the sessions casually, chilling, and expect to become profitable from the mentorship?
Well, casual and chilling, no, definitely not, because you need to put the effort, 100% sure, and the time and the effort. That's it. It doesn't, as I said, it's not a pill. That's it. You need to put the effort and the time. That's it.
And are payouts guaranteed with the mentorship?
Well, of course not. Of course.
I had to ask this question because a skeptical
I
viewer
thought
is.
I thought they were. I thought they were. I was so wrong.
And would you say that every student you have seen has progressed at a similar pace?
Well, it's difficult for me, but I would say no, because people are different. Of course, people are different. Some people struggle with one thing. Some people struggle with other thing. I'm slacking down, I guess, but I'm falling behind or something. But in terms of profits and actual money that I get from trading, but I am developing in other aspects that will make me profitable in the future. I think this is how I see it. I work very hard on my psychology now, mostly.
Mhm. And how did the mentorship help you build that?
Oh, definitely, 100%. Because you have to be you have to be disciplined. You have to be consistent in order to execute your rules as you wrote them every time in one and the same manner. That's it. You need discipline and you need consistency, and that needs a lot of work on your brain because your brain doesn't like this, because your brain wants to do something else. And this is the thing that takes maybe a lot of time with me, but this is who I am. And it just takes a lot of time with me just to reprogram my brain. That's it.
All right. So let's now move on to the final part of our interview. Some final questions from me. What are your trading goals for the next 6 months?
Next 6 months, I need to survive. I need to stay afloat. That's it. In 6 months, the way I see it, the plan that I've laid on, my trading journey, let's call it like this, after the mentorship, is printing something like an inverse head and shoulders. I screwed up once. I screwed up hard a second time. Now I'm not at the low. I'm printing maybe the last leg up. And if I break the neckline, not if, when I break the neckline, and that's maybe in 5 6 months, if I keep it going, nice and steady, nice and easy. When I break the neckline, that's going to be the escape velocity for me, because this is when I will achieve, I guess, I hope, the snowball effect, the multipliers and the snowball effect. Because right now I'm just a lump of snow sitting there and doing nothing. I just need a little notch. I need a critical mass, to start rolling. That's it.
You will get it.
So
I'm
that's my.
100.
I hope my plan is just to my snowball to start rolling already. We'll see. Hopefully.
Lovely. Last question for today. Last two questions. Complete this sentence for me. Before the mentorship,
I was a junkie. I was an idiot. I was thinking I'm trading, but I was just throwing money away. It's as simple as that. That's it.
and after the mentorship,
I'm way more disciplined and way more structured and knowledgeable. Of course, technical knowledge is important, but the psychological stuff is more important, and I have great progress there. And this is what the biggest take for me is.
Thank you for being honest, Poe, and for allowing people to see both positive and difficult parts of your journey. The purpose of this series, guys, is not to pretend that every student is going to be profitable overnight. Trading does not work like that. The aim is to document real traders, understand their journey, understand their real problems, and also see their real improvements and everything, the hard work that goes behind the results. If you enjoyed this episode, leave a comment telling us which part of the journey you related the most to. Also, let us know what you want me to ask the next mentee, because in this series, nothing is off limits. Subscribe to the channel because we'll be bringing in students in completely different stages of their journey. Some are beginners, some are funded traders, some are basically struggling after being funded, and some who nearly quit, and people who are still working towards consistency. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.